come home in your folder. Look up here, guys. You will have your pink newsletter. Every week it's going to be pink. And this newsletter is going to tell your mom and dad what we are learning in second grade and anything important that is coming up. So make sure your mom and dad get this newsletter. Also, in your folders is going to be a sheet that tells your parents what week we're on for reading and what we're learning, and it has our vocabulary words. It has the words that we're working on, our high frequency words that we're putting in our dictionary. It has our spelling words on this pencil here. The short A and the short I are this week's spelling words. Now, if you lose that sheet, you have a sheet that it's a half sheet of paper, and it has Mrs. Murphy's spelling words. It has the list number, and it also has when the test is. This test will be September 11th, which is next Friday. So you need to practice these words so that you're ready for the test on the next Friday. So I had to give you it for all weekend to practice, okay? Then, on Fridays, you guys will have homework, only on Fridays. This week's homework is to fill out an all about awesome me. And on this page, you're going to tell me what your name is, how old you are, when your birthday is, what color your hair is, what color your eyes are, what are you really good at, what are you awesome at, in school, I'm awesome at, and then you're going to draw a picture of you over here, and that's your homework for this week. Now boys, guess what? Your paper is going to be blue, because you're a boy, and this picture is of a boy. So the boys are going to get the blue one. The girls are going to get the pink one, kind of the girly one. So you must return this on Tuesday when you come back to school in your folder. So when are you guys going to return this? Tuesday. Okay? If you don't bring it back Tuesday, you will stay in at morning break to finish it. Okay, so if you don't bring your homework back, then you have to stay in during break time to finish it. Capiche? Okay. Kinsley, do you have a question?
I don't know what color I have no color because I always change.
Oh, your eye color changes? Wow, that's really cool.
Two.
Just do what they're most of the time, what color they are most of the time, okay? Okay, and have mom help you if she can help you figure out what they are most of the time. Okay, all right, the last thing that's going to be in your, actually this went home, not today, but I think on Wednesday, Mrs. Stewart put this in your mailbox. This is a reading log. I would like you to try to read every night for at least 15 minutes. I know some nights we can't because we are not busy, or because you're busy, and some nights you're not busy and you can read. But what you need to do is read a book, color an apple. For every book you read, you color an apple. And when you have this whole page colored, because you've read all these books, you'll write your name down here, and your mom or your dad or grandma or grandpa or aunt, uncle will sign it, and then you'll bring it in, and then when you bring it in, you'll get a Pizza Hut certificate. So you'll get a free pizza from Pizza Hut. Okay, so this is for September. You have to bring it back by the end of the month to get it, okay? Person.
I read two last night, and my brother read one to me.
Good. Did you already color on your sheet?
I colored three because Clifton read one to me,
Perfect.
and I read two.
Excellent job, Carson. How about Brooklyn?
What is the West mean?
Oh, we'll talk about that later. Okay? Kingsley.
We always read two books, but sometimes we can't get to one. We always do one at least.
That's perfect. So you should have your sheet colored in no time, right? Allie.
I don't think I could read because I have to do 18 bracelets for everybody.
Are you making one for all your friends? Oh, that is so nice. Well, maybe this weekend, because we have an extra day this weekend. Or even like your sister could read to you. But try to read a book yourself, because that's what this is all about, is
I
you
don't
reading.
even have any books at my
You
house.
don't?
You can
Okay.
come to my house.
Well, we'll start bringing Mrs. Mrs. Murphy, you can start reading Mrs. Murphy's books next week and getting library books, okay? Okay, and last thing, Addie,
I might not read when I'm camping though, because we're going to know.
right, you might not, so if you can't do it this weekend, try to do it next week, okay? All right, we're gonna read one of my favorite books. Do you guys know who Amelia Bedelia is?
No.
No?
I like this book.
Okay.
I have it.
All right, Kinsley says this is a good book. Amelia Bedelia is a silly little girl. She's pretty silly, she does funny things.
Author.
She is going to the first day of school, and this is by Herman Parrish. Eli.
Amigas, it's like your favorite author again.
It is not one of my favorite authors, but good guess. But I do like Amelia Bedelia. All right, Amelia Bedelia's first day of school. Amelia Bedelia cannot wait to go to school. Here we are, said Mrs. Park, the bus driver. Time to jump off. Amelia Bedelia backed up, then ran as fast as she could and jumped as far as she could. Okay, if you're sitting, I will show you. But you gotta be sitting in place, okay? Amelia Bedelia landed right on top of a grown-up. Oof! Are you my teacher? She asked. I'm Mrs. O'Malley. I teach gym. So she's like the FIA teacher, like Miss Green. Oh, said Amelia Bedelia. I'm not Jim. I'm Amelia Bedelia. Can you help me find my teacher? Follow me, said Mrs. O'Malley. So Mrs. O'Malley says, I teach gym. And Amelia thinks that she is calling her the name Jim. Isn't that kind of silly? Yeah. And Amelia Bedelia did, right into her new classroom.
They're walking the same way.
Hello there, my name is Miss Edwards. You must be Amelia. How do you know? Asked Amelia Bedelia. Because you're my last tag, Miss Edwards said. Amelia Bedelia started running. So like Mrs. Edwards had like a name tag, and she only had one left, and it was for Amelia. But Amelia didn't think it was that kind of name tag. What do you think she thinks it is?
Look like dog.
Not like a dog name tag. Good thing you know. If you start running, what do you guys play outside when you run around and you touch people?
Tag.
Tag. So she thinks that the teacher wants her to play tag. You can't catch me, she yelled. I'm too fast. Come back, said Miss Edwards, laughing. We aren't playing tag. I have a name tag for you. That's kind of silly, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's silly.
John, you need to step up and go back to the desk, okay?
It's supposed to be
Amelia Bedelia looked at her name tag. Something was missing. She added Bedelia. I like my whole name, she said. It rhymes. So it does, said Miss Edwards. Now please sit wherever you would like. That was a hard choice for Amelia Bedelia. She liked the pictures of faraway places. She liked the letters marching across the top of the board. She liked the hamster running on its wheel. She liked everything she saw. So she sat right in the middle of the classroom. Miss Edwards began the day by calling the roll. Do you guys know what roll call is? It's kind of like attendance. Teachers used to say your name, and when they said your name, you would have to say that you were here. So if I said Brooklyn, you would say what?
I'm here.
Here. And then if I said Wyatt, you would say
Here.
here. And that's what roll call is. Teachers now do it, like I do roll call on our Clever Touch, don't I? I look to see who's here and who's not.
Yeah.
But that's how teachers used to do it. What, said Amelia Bedelia? Not what, said Miss Edwards. Here. I hear you, said Amelia Bedelia. Good, said Miss Edwards. When you hear your name, say it. So sometimes you also just have to say your name. So if I said Carson's name, he would just say Carson instead of saying here. It hollered, Amelia Bedelia. It, said Miss Edwards. Who is it? I will be it, said Amelia Bedelia. began to laugh. Amelia Bedelia is pretty silly, isn't she?
Yeah.
She doesn't quite understand things.
Or school.
Or
He's
school.
probably young.
Clap, clap. Be as quiet as a mouse, said Miss Edwards. Now that I'm sure you are here, Amelia Bedelia, I'll read the names of your classmates. Rose here, Teddy here, Angel here, Chip here, Penny here, Holly here, Dawn here. Their names were very exciting, but Amelia Bedelia still loved her name the best of all.
I like Rose.
Ellie,
I have somebody named Holly and Dawn too.
do you really?
I have a cousin named
Plop, plop. Miss Edwards placed a lump of squishy clay on each desk. Let's make our favorite animal, she said. Amelia Bedelia loved hamsters, so she began making one. Rose made a giraffe. Dawn made a pony, and Clay made a big cat and frog. You're funny, Amelia Bedelia, said Clay. You could be the teacher's pet. Amelia Bedelia was not happy. She loved the animals, but she did not want to be anyone's pet. She felt like flattening Clay's frog. Do you know when somebody says you're the teacher's pet, what does that mean? Do you know, Kinsley?
It's something that's like you like you like I don't know
They're
how
kind
to
of like your
explain it.
favorite. Teachers don't have favorites. But some people think that, oh, the teacher likes so-and-so, like this kid better than this other kid. That's not true. All teachers like kids equally. But if you're the teacher's pet, sometimes that just means that maybe you help more or maybe you do more for the teacher. But Amelia thinks that she's actually a pet. Is she a pet?
No. She's a human being.
If you have trouble, chickadees, said Miss Edwards, try wiggling your fingers on that clay. So that's exactly what Amelia Bedelia did. Soon Clay was laughing so hard he could not stop. Amelia Bedelia, said Clay, stop tickling me. So what is his name? Clay. So she's tickling him because the teacher said to like tickle or to move around your clay. Not the person, but the actual clay. Kinsley,
I know so many names.
do you? Clean up, everybody clean up, sang Miss Edwards. It's time for music. Miss Melody arrived with her guitar and tambourine. We will sing like birds today. La la la, she trilled. Then when the students toured the library with Mrs. Sachs, I want to see your little noses in the books, said Mrs. Sachs. What is Amelia Bedelia doing? Putting her nose in the book. Is that what the librarian means? If she says put your noses in the books, she means just look at your book and read it. Don't actually like shut your nose in the book. In gym class, look what she's doing. Mrs. O'Malley taught them how to run like cheetahs. Meow. At last, it was time for lunch. Do you feel like a sloppy Joe? Asked the lady behind the lunch counter. No, said Amelia Bedelia. Do I look like one? Here you are, said the lady. I hope your eyes aren't bigger than your stomach. Me too, said Amelia Bedelia. They would not fit in my head. Amelia Bedelia, said Rose after lunch, do you want to jump rope with us? Amelia Bedelia smiled. Sure, she said. She put the rope on the ground and jumped over it. Is that jumping rope, guys? No.
It's actually kind of fun though.
You could do it though. Amelia Bedelia was a terrific rope jumper. Rose giggled. So did Holly and Dawn and Joy. But before long, everyone on the playground was jumping rope the way Amelia's way. So they were all copying her.
That's nice.
There was time for one last project. Miss Edwards brought out a big sheet of paper, glue, and scissors. This is free time, she said. Write something wonderful. Amelia Bedelia decided to make a daisy for her mother. She got a piece of white paper for the petals, and a yellow piece for the center, and another piece of white paper, and then another piece of yellow paper, and then another piece of white paper, and then another piece of yellow paper. Should she have just gotten it all at once instead instead of having to keep going back and get more and more and more. Amelia Bedelia, said Mrs. Edwards, don't be a ping pong ball. Please sit down. So that means when you play ping pong, you go up and back, the ball goes back and forth, back and forth. That's what Amelia Bedelia was doing. But, I need green for the stem. Enough is enough, said Miss Edwards. Please glue yourself to your seat. What do you think she did? Uh-oh, you're right. So Amelia Bedelia did. She glued herself to her chair. And since her daisies with her stems, she glued them to her headband until the school day ended.
She'll be stuck there forever.
She'll be stuck there.
Oh, you just pull it up.
Goodbye, squirrels and ladybugs, said Miss Edwards. She was standing in the doorway, giving everyone a gold star. See you tomorrow. Soon, Amelia Bedelia was the only one left.
Because you can't get out of
She couldn't get out of her seat.
Wait a minute, wait.
Amelia Bedelia, said Miss Edwards, why are you still here? Because, said Amelia Bedelia, you told me to glue myself to my seat. So I did, said Miss Set. Said Amelia Bedelia, and so you did, said Mrs. Edwards.
Her butt's gonna be stuck.
Amelia Bedelia stood up and the chair went with her. Miss Edwards chuckled and laughed out loud. Oh, Amelia Bedelia, Miss Edwards said, I should have known better than to say that to you, especially on your first day of school. As Miss Edwards got Amelia Bedelia unstuck, she whispered, want to know a secret? Today is my first day of school too. So this is the teacher's very first day of teaching. So it's like our first year teaching. I'm a brand new teacher. We both deserve gold stars, said Amelia Bedelia. You'll have lots of fun tomorrow, said Miss Edwards. We are having an assembly. Hooray, said Amelia Bedelia. What are we going to build? You guys know what an assembly is? Wyatt, go to the gym and you like watch something, or it's like a program. And you can also, another type of assembly is if you build something, like with Legos you might assemble something. Is that what you're thinking? Yeah. Memory, said Miss Edwards. Then she tapped Amelia Bedelia once on the very top of her head. Tag, said Miss Edwards. You are it until tomorrow. Amelia Bedelia smiled. She couldn't wait to come back to school. Okay, Ingrid, would you shut it up, please? All right.